Welcome back to Movies Outpost. Today we'll be diving into an action thriller film titled Bastille Day. Enjoy the recap. Our story unfolds on the buzzing streets of Paris, right on the eve of the renowned Bastille Day. The beautiful city alive with festivities and unsuspecting revelers. Among the crowd is Michael Mason, an American with a knack for trickery. He slyly relieves a few of their wallets. As he does this, a woman boldly walks through the crowd, completely without attire. Quite the distraction, right? As the plot thickens, it's revealed that these two are in cahoots. She's the diversion, and he's the pickpocket. Together, they pull off a swift trick and hop aboard a train. Though the law is close, the police come and go without noticing the pair, especially the woman. Enter Sean Breyer, a CIA agent who's under the microscope for a mission that didn't quite go to plan. While Sean grapples with his situation elsewhere, a sinister plan brews. A man discreetly places an explosive inside an innocent-looking teddy bear. He has a mission for his friend Zoe, to place this teddy bear inside the French Nationalist Party's headquarters. The goal, not to harm, but to send a strong, unmistakable message. The place is meant to be deserted. Parallel to these events, Michael, having made a good day's loot, deals with a buyer named Baba to offload his stolen items. Meanwhile, Zoe is getting ready for her daunting task. Handbag in hand, teddy bear inside, she strides into the office. But her nerves rattle as she spots unexpected visitors. Changing her plan on the spot, she grabs her handbag and dashes out. Outside, Michael spots an agitated Zoe arguing on the phone. Mistaking the situation and sensing an opportunity, he smoothly lifts the purse from her amidst the commotion. Now, imagine Zoe's friend, a commanding figure, settled in a car surrounded by his menacing associates. The mood inside tense. They all fear their plan is on the brink of collapse, but Zoe's friend, ever the confident leader, assures them he'll handle everything. Meanwhile, our unsuspecting Michael curiously sifts through the stolen bag. Discovering the teddy bear, he's oblivious to its deadly contents. But fate takes a curious turn when Zoe's phone inside the bag rings. It's her friend on the line. Misunderstanding the situation, Michael, assuming it's just a harmless toy, carelessly discards the teddy bear. Moments later, tragedy strikes as the explosive detonates, taking 4 innocent lives with it. Panic and chaos ensue, and Michael, dazed and overwhelmed, takes flight from the scene. As news of the explosion spreads, the Interior Minister steps forward, vowing to the public and media that they will hunt down the culprits behind this heinous act. Little does Michael know, he's captured on security footage and mistakenly identified as the bomber. French authorities label him a terrorist, and he's swiftly placed under CIA surveillance. Imagine waking up to discover you're the most wanted man in Paris. That's the grim reality Michael faces the next morning. Time is of the essence, and he knows he must vanish quickly. Enter our CIA agent, Sean Breyer. Once he catches wind of Michael's involvement, or so it seems, Sean is hot on his trail. Thanks to modern technology and Michael's phone, Sean and his team narrow down his location. But Michael isn't going down without a fight. Spotting Sean as he readies to make his escape, he opts for a thrilling exit through the window. What follows is a pulse-pounding chase across Parisian rooftops. Michael, in a desperate bid for freedom, leaps between buildings and crashes into a home. But Sean, with his relentless determination, finally manages to corner him, if only for a fleeting moment. Now, here's where things get a tad more interesting. As Sean has Michael cornered in a house, its owner steps in, a distraction for Sean and the perfect window for Michael to slip away. The chase doesn't end there. It's up and over more rooftops until they find themselves at a bustling supermarket. In an attempt to blend in, Michael snatches a jacket from a shopper and dons it, hoping to mask his identity. On the outside, Sean's keen eyes scan the scene, trying to spot his target. But Michael, quick on his feet, manages to get hold of a moped. Just as he's about to speed away, Sean grabs him in the nick of time. Quite the adrenaline-filled chase, isn't it? Let's switch the scene for a moment. Over at her friend's place, Zoe spills the beans about her purse being stolen. The henchmen, always eavesdropping, immediately relay the message. The friend, sensing danger, warns Zoe. They aren't here for a friendly chat. They want you dead, he tells her, urging her to flee the city. Back to our two main protagonists. Sean, taking no chances, leads Michael to a covert interrogation room. Michael, in his defense, passionately claims his innocence about the bomb. He brings up Zoe, mentioning the call from her phone. To prove his credentials as a top-notch thief, Michael slyly challenges Sean. Before the agent knows it, his money is swiped and returned, leaving him subtly astounded. And that's not all. Michael has another trick up his sleeve. Spotting a knife on the table, he swiftly pockets it for good measure. Meanwhile, the plot thickens. Zoe is on the henchman's hit list. After all, she's seen and heard too much. Using her phone to track her, the menacing crew converges on the interrogation room. Sean, sensing something amiss, checks the surveillance feed. Seizing this opportunity, Michael uses the stolen knife to free himself from his restraints. The henchmen, putting on their best innocent faces, try to bluff their way past Sean, hinting at a package delivery for Zoe. But as they turn to leave, they catch a glimpse of Michael, further complicating this intricate web of events. The tension is palpable as Sean fiercely takes on the henchmen, giving Michael the perfect opening to make a run for it. But the numbers are in favor of the henchmen, who overpower Sean and make their own quick getaway. Meanwhile, a fellow CIA agent stumbles upon Michael's regular buyer and starts probing about the elusive thief. Sean, ever vigilant, updates his team about the situation from his car. Their chief concern: to nab Michael before the French get wind of the CIA's operations on their turf. Imagine a high-stakes luncheon. The French Interior Minister and a CIA representative are dining. The CIA makes its stance clear: capturing Michael is key, not just to solve the case, but for public optics. If the CIA takes him in, the French authorities would lose face. Here's where things take a dark twist. Raffi, the head honcho of the henchmen, hatches a sinister plot. Their eyes are set on a massive $500 million payout if they can successfully create chaos. But the cherry on this treacherous cake: the very Interior Minister of France is pulling strings from the shadows, leading the mercenaries. The malicious plan unfolds in a mosque, where innocent worshippers are framed for a bombing masterminded by the mercenaries themselves. The media eats up the story, vilifying the innocent and still painting Michael as public enemy number one. Seeking solace, Michael turns to his client, who he deeply respects almost as a father figure. He pleads his innocence regarding the bombing, and the older man seems to provide him sanctuary, leading him to a secure room. But in a shocking twist, his client double-crosses him, ringing up the police and Raffi's mercenaries. As Michael takes in his dire situation, he spots the looming figures of authorities outside. His quick thinking helps him discover a hidden escape route through a fissure in the room's walls. He slips away just in time. But the mercenaries, on arriving and finding no trace of Michael, vent their frustration on his betraying client, assaulting him under the suspicion of deceit. Raffi, ever observant, spots the concealed escape route Michael used and surmises that he's on the run. As Michael emerges outside, a lurking sniper trains his sights on him. Just as tension reaches its peak, Sean swoops in with a car, saving Michael in the nick of time. But they aren't out of the woods just yet. Raffi and his crew are right on their heels, engines roaring in pursuit. Amid the turmoil, protests and riots erupt as news spreads about the unfolding drama. One of Raffi's men cunningly aligns himself with the protesters, producing a video that rapidly gains traction online. Simultaneously, Zoe makes her way to her friend Paul's home, hoping to find refuge. Unknown to her, Sean has tracked her down, and he and Michael are rapidly heading to her location. Once there, they try to get information from Paul. However, Paul's devotion to Zoe is steadfast, and he remains tight-lipped. In a bold move, Zoe and her team divert their attention, setting Sean's vehicle on fire and escaping on motorcycles. This leaves Sean and Michael with no option but to commandeer a nearby vehicle and head to Paul's bar in hopes of finding Zoe's residence. At the bar, Michael utilizes a shrewd strategy. He creates a diversion by covertly taking a mobile phone and placing it in the pocket of an unsuspecting patron. In the ensuing commotion, they manage to snatch Paul's documents, which reveals Zoe's hiding spot. Danger is never too far away. As they approach Paul's residence, they are met with a surprising development. A startled Zoe seizes Michael, holding a blade to his throat. Sean, however, acts swiftly, disarming Zoe and pressing her for details about the subsequent bomb and its architect. Zoe, under pressure, reveals her connection to Gene, the mastermind behind the bombs, and discloses his address. As they set out to confront Gene, danger looms large. Raffi and his crew ambush them, guns drawn and menacing. With adrenaline pumping, Sean instructs everyone to duck, flooring the car's accelerator as bullets pepper the vehicle. Paris is under siege, not from an outside force, but from its own citizens. The rebellion against the Nationalist Party is growing, and the city's turmoil doesn't go unnoticed. The Interior Minister, sensing the unease, amps up the city's security measures. Amid this unrest, Sean, Michael, and Zoe arrive at Gene's place, only to find a grim scene. Gene has taken his own life. While Zoe grieves this devastating turn, Sean makes a startling discovery. Gene's ID reveals he was an undercover cop. Dialing in backup, Sean contacts Karen, another CIA agent, and they realize that the city's chaos isn't just spontaneous but orchestrated. But here's where things take a darker turn. Karen meets with the Interior Minister, unsuspecting that he's the puppet master behind all the chaos. She updates him about Sean, Michael, and Zoe, hoping he'd ensure their safety. But in a shocking twist, seeing Karen as a threat, he takes her life, cementing his intentions. He then dispatches Raffi to hunt down and capture our trio. Thinking they're headed to safety in a vehicle dispatched by Karen, the three are caught off guard when Zoe spots a familiar face among the drivers, one of Raffi's goons. A tense altercation ensues, but Sean's quick reflexes save the day. They commandeer the vehicle and head to the bank. While at the bank, Sean pieces together the Interior Minister's grand plan. Behind the facade of order and authority, he's scheming something far more sinister, and they're about to confront it head-on. The bank stands tall amidst the chaos of Paris, and Sean, with a policeman's uniform on, plans to blend in and infiltrate. As the bank's security cameras blink out one by one thanks to the mercenaries, Sean makes his move, taking down two henchmen silently. Inside the bank's belly, Raffi is busy. He's transferring a whopping $500 million to a hard drive deep within the bank's vault. It's all going according to plan, but then gunshots echo through the bank's marbled hallways. Sean is on the move, and he's not alone. Outside, Michael and Zoe can feel the tension. They realize Sean is outnumbered. Acting quickly, they blend into the chaos, using the protesters as a diversion. The bank's doors are soon forced open by the crowd. Inside, it's a showdown. Sean's quick reflexes and sharp aim take down the mercenaries, clearing his path to the vault. Once there, another tense face-off ensues between him, Raffi, and another henchman. Though Sean takes down the henchman, Raffi proves slippery and makes a swift exit. But there's a twist. The Interior Minister, sensing things going south, dials Raffi. Their conversation reveals a crumbling alliance. The minister suggests pulling the plug on the money transfer, but Raffi's ambition blinds him. He's in it for the long haul, even if it means turning on the very man who set things in motion. In the chaos, Michael, on Sean's cue, swipes the precious hard drive. Raffi soon discovers the theft and, in desperation, captures Zoe, holding her life as a bargaining chip. The bank heist has reached a heart-pounding climax. Sean takes a heroic risk, pushing Michael to the ground to save him from Raffi's wrath. The agents open fire, executing the Interior Minister's cold command, and Raffi falls, his scheme in ruins. Michael takes his chance and runs, leaving Sean behind, nursing his wounds from the battle. But the drama is far from over. Michael has a meeting with the Interior Minister, the puppet master behind it all. At a quiet church, they negotiate a deal. A new life in Brazil, complete with passport and cash, in exchange for the hard disk holding the stolen money. But as they enter a dark tunnel to make the exchange, the minister's true intentions reveal themselves. A gun is pointed at Michael, the minister's eyes cold and calculating. Suddenly, Sean appears, gun raised, face determined. Shots are fired. Michael falls. The other agents swarm in, handcuffing the minister. But then something incredible happens. Michael stands unharmed, revealing a bulletproof vest. He had faked his own death. With a triumphant smile, Michael hands over the hard disk to Sean. The story closes with a feeling of justice served, the wrongdoers punished, and a bond formed between two unlikely allies. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.